All right, hello, wine drinking people. Today is Tuesday, February 22nd. We're getting ready for another great week of wine events. Coming up next week, hey, we got a few things this week. Our Piedmont tasting and our Pichon Comtesse de Lalande tasting going back to 1949 on Friday. But hey, it's time for the wine news. Let's check in with Flavio and see what is going on in the world of wine this week.
This is your wine news for today. On February 22nd, a vote of 78 for and 18 against in the House of Delegates in Virginia approved SB 1292, a bill that would allow restaurant patrons to bring their own bottles of wines to restaurants in Virginia. This does allow the restaurants to be able to charge corkage fees. Export sales of wines in the U.S. rose by 25.6% to a new record of $1.14 billion last year, with California accounting for 90% of the wines exported from the U.S. Volume-wise, the rise was less drastic, as 425.5 million liters were exported, an increase of 1.9% over last year. Castel, France's largest wine and beer producer, has acquired a 50% stake in Chateau Béchevel, a second growth out of Saint-Julien. This deal aligns Castel with Suntory, a Japanese drink company who owns the other 50% of Chateau Béchevel and has done for the last 20 years. This is Castel's first investment in a Cru Classé chateau, assuring a deeper relationship with the wine-drinking people from the Far East. Shug Canero's estate winery is celebrating its 30th anniversary, and are doing so by going green with the installation of 247 dynamic solar panels. Installed in a canopy structure meant to house the winery's machines and company vehicles, the structure will be able to produce over 76,000 kilowatt hours of energy a year. A typical 5-bedroom house approximately uses 29,000 kilowatt hours per year. This is your wine news for today.
All right, well, good to know. A lot of great information in that segment there, folks. But what have I got to sell you today? Well, today we have got a tasting going on at the Tower Club. Spanish wine is our theme this month. And for those of you that have not been to our space tastings at the Tower Club, man, we have between 15 and 20 different wines at these events. This is the building on top of the Regents Bank building right on the corner of 3rd and Broward, the largest owner of private clubs in this country, ClubCorp of America. Always a great time. And our theme this month is Spanish wines. Spain used to be referred to as the sleeping giant during the Franco regime, and then the outside influence started pouring in, and this country started to produce, well, some better wines. Today, I think we're seeing some of the best values coming out of continental Europe today, coming out of Spain. You have a lot of old plant material here and great importers like Classical Wines of Spain and like Terrespania, a new company that we've been working with here, bringing in some of these new wines that are made with this old plant material and some really exciting stuff. A lot of these grapes used to go into co-ops. So there was, these producers did not have the ability to grow the grapes, to make the wine, and then to market and sell it. So the best they could do was just grow the grapes and then sell those off to the local co-op, and they would make the wine and market and sell it. Well, today, like I mentioned before, you have these great importers that are going over to Spain and seeing this old vine plant material and talking the vineyards owners into producing some of their own wines, and they then go and help them sell it and market it. So you're seeing an influx of a lot of great stuff coming from Spain today. It's hard to keep up with all the new and exciting things coming out of this country. So we got to do a number of tastings throughout the course of the year. And as I mentioned before, we have 2 suppliers at this event, and then we have the owners of a property from Ribera Del Duero. We have got Finca Torremilanos. The owner of that property will be in to show us their whole entire range of wines. So a really exciting evening next Tuesday night going on at the Tower Club. If you love Spanish wines, we've got stuff starting at $10. As I mentioned before, some of the greatest values coming out of Europe today, coming out of Spain. Check it out on today's offer. There's also a dinner. If you guys would like to stay for dinner, it's $35 for the tasting, $45 for a 4-course dinner. Not paired with wines, unfortunately. You have to bring your own wine or order something off the list there at the Tower Club. Check it out on today's email. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.